All right, next story is Double Dragon. So, Double Dragon, the old NES martial arts series, is coming back with an old school 8-bit title called Double Dragon 4, which is going to release on January 30th, 2017. That's just coming up in a few weeks on the PS4 and the PC via Steam. Now, it's interesting that they're actually going to release this game in like an HD resolution, but all of the textures and all the graphics and everything are going to be 8-bit style. None of it has been upgraded. It actually looks like an NES game. So, that is really cool. I think that if I don't know if any of you guys have been watching South Park lately, but the most previous season, most recent season with the what were they called? Member berries, where you take them and they're all nostalgic and they're like, "Member Double Dragon," and you'd eat it and then you'd feel happy, and it's kind of like a drug. Nostalgia is kind of like a drug for a lot of people. I mean, a lot of people have hard jobs, and their real life is mostly miserable, and that's why people escape to video games and stuff like this. And a lot of the people who are working age right now kind of grew up on this whole NES era of Double Dragon and stuff like that. So I think that they're choosing a great time to kind of come out with this. I think that people that loved Double Dragon when they were children and they played a lot of it on the NES are probably going to pick up this title just for the pure nostalgia of it. And as I was just talking about, I'm kind of a mixed bag when it comes to rehashing. I mean, this isn't a rehash, it's a brand new entry into the series, so I can't really hate on it for that. But yeah, I do actually like nostalgia as far as like old graphics and stuff like that. Doesn't really bother me. I'm not really a big graphics elitist per se. What does piss me off is like when games that were intended to be played on the NES at a certain difficulty level and you can only save in specific places, then get transferred onto, for example, like the Nintendo DS, and then they don't have the ability to save anywhere, even though you're playing this in the car and you constantly have to like turn off and on your DS when you go into stores and stuff like that, or you have to put it into the sleep mode because you can't save to prevent that, but then maybe the battery dies and then you lose your progress and you're really pissed off. And so I hope that they include the modern conveniences like being able to save the game whenever you want, although this is a PS4 PC title, so that's not necessarily as important, but it does piss me off when people do that for handheld titles. So this is kind of an interesting direction that they're taking, considering that they released a remake of Double Dragon 2 not that long ago in 3D. They actually upgraded the graphics to 3D graphics, and the fact that they're going to release Double Dragon 4 as a kind of an 8-bit title is really kind of strange, I think, but also cool at the same time. I love this kind of throwbacky kind of stuff. Yeah, so we saw recently, I can't remember the exact name of it, but the Mega Man spiritual successor that they did, it played just like a Mega Man game, but they updated the graphics. Me personally, I would have loved to have seen like an old school Mega Man game in 8-bit. I know they did some newer ones on the PS3 that did really well as digital downloads. I love those games. I love the challenge, and I love the fact that they decided to keep the 8-bit style. I think those games were big successes, at least in my eyes. So I think that an 8-bit Double Dragon is going to be just as good. So, all right, we're actually going to check out the trailer. Double Dragon 30th anniversary. I love that kind of like old school NES or CRT old ass projector TV effect. That's really awesome. They're getting you involved in the nostalgia before the trailer even starts. So yeah, I mean, it looks just like an NES Double Dragon game. Obviously, the resolution is higher, but the textures are still pure like 8-bit textures. Even like all the artwork, those character portraits, those are all like done in the old NES style. That's really fucking awesome. I love the music too. It sounds so NES era, but like done with real instrument. It doesn't sound like MIDI is what I'm trying to say. The legend goes on. Dude, that's so awesome. Yeah, I mean, what more can you say, man? If you love old games or you're really nostalgic for the Double Dragon series, I mean, this game looks really awesome. Of course, there's not going to be very much to it as far as story and stuff like that. That's not what Double Dragon's about. It's kind of just like a side scroller beat 'em up. But yeah, the game looks awesome.